Hello everyone, I'm here today to talk about fake tan or self tanners as they're sometimes called, and I absolutely love my fake tan. I've always used Marks and Spencer. I say always, probably a couple of years, but I've used Marks and Spencer's tan, which is £8 for about 300ml, and it's brilliant, and I've used that on my face and body, and I've used that for a few years, as I said, but they have now discontinued it and they don't do anything like it anymore. So that's really disappointing, and it means I'm on the hunt for a good fake tan for me. So what I'm looking for in a fake tan is probably a bit unusual in that I don't like the tinted ones. For me, if I put a tinted one on, it comes off on the sheets. It doesn't look good, so I couldn't put it on in the day and put makeup over it to make, when I've done that it just looks patchy. So I prefer an untinted one, although I do sometimes use a tinted one for my body. So I've got 6 products to talk about today. I had a little bit of a shopping spree in Boots and Harvey Nichols in this hunt for a new tan, and I think I've found one certainly for my face and a potential for my body, so I'm really excited about that. So as well as untinted, I'm looking for something that's going to dry quite quickly on my skin. I don't want it to be tacky because I sometimes put it on in the evening and I don't want to feel like I'm sticking to, you know, the cushions when you're lying on the sofa or the pillow or whatever. I don't want it to break me out in spots because sometimes they can clog your skin. Obviously a good price. I don't want to be paying a fortune for a tan because I use a tan probably every 3 days, if not more. You know, most of the time I've got colour on my face, so I think that's it. So let's get started. The first one I'm going to talk about is one that I don't rate at all. I think it was a complete waste of money, and I should have read the reviews before I did it, before I bought it. And it is this. It is number 7 Naturally Sun-Kissed Gradual Face Tan. I would not bother buying this. Like I said, I wish I'd never bought it. It's basically, there's no colour in it. I put it on my face and waited to see what happened. All that happened is I got greasy and my skin felt like it was going to break out. And I couldn't see any colour at all. I put it on again, I couldn't see any colour, and I actually ended up putting a little bit on the white part of my arm here to see if I could see any colour, and there just wasn't any. Absolutely rubbish, pointless. So that's that. Wouldn't go for that, but the others, not quite as bad a review. The next one is James Read Gradual Tan for face in medium. So this was £18.50 for 50ml, so it is quite expensive because normally I don't mind paying around about that for a tan, but I would expect to get, you know, 200ml. 50ml isn't going to last very long at all, but I guess it's because it's for the face. For a gradual tan, it's got a lot of colour. So I put it on at night on my face and neck, woke up in the morning, and I was really surprised. You can normally see the contrast here with my hairline and face, and I was really surprised at how much colour there was for a gradual tan. My skin felt a little bit dry. I noticed, like, you know, the first thing I did was felt my skin and it didn't feel moisturised. So if you've got dry skin, this one probably is not for you. I've actually got oily skin most of the time, so I didn't mind that too much. I did have a little spot that I noticed the next morning, and I don't know whether that was related to this or not. So I will pay attention to that next time I use it and see what happens. I'd be surprised actually because, like I said, it made my skin feel dry, so it's not like it was greasy or anything. It dried very quickly. It was easy to apply. It's in a little pump dispenser bottle, so that's pretty good. And like I said, with a lot of colour. It has a very slight smell, but not much. Yeah, so overall pretty good. The only thing for me that really lets it down is the price, because to use this constantly would be really expensive. It's untinted, by the way, as well, I think I said, but one of the ones that I'm going to review are tinted, the rest are untinted, so I'll talk about them as I go along. So yeah, so pretty good, but not a holy grail product, not one. If I was going to repurchase it, I would probably try it in light as opposed to medium, because I'm so pale, there's no point giving me a really dark tan because it just looks ridiculous. So I might try this mixed in with a little bit of moisturiser and see how I get on. So that's that one. Next is still James Read. This is James Read Liquid Tan in Light, and this actually is tinted and it is a liquid. This is, I would say, just like the formulation of Saint Tropez liquid. You know, you get it in a spray bottle actually, and you can spray it on a mitt, but it's exactly the same formulation, you wouldn't know the difference. And it's actually a similar colour in that it's got that sort of almost greeny brown, which sounds awful, but it means that it comes off a really nice brown colour. There's no orange in this whatsoever. I used this just on my legs and feet to try it out the other day, and I was really pleased with it. It's the only difference I'd say with this and Saint-Tropez is this is a little bit lighter. Now this is in light, and you can actually buy it in medium, so if you're looking for something a bit darker, you can go a bit darker. But I like that this doesn't seem to be as, it's a tiny bit less watery, and it doesn't seem to grab onto, you know, if you've got any red marks or Saint-Tropez sort of clung to them and made them obvious, whereas this doesn't seem to, and it's a little bit lighter, which means it's a bit more suitable for me. So I'd be likely to use this, I think, when I'm doing, I sometimes just tan my legs, if, like, you know, like in summer, if I'm just going to wear a skirt or anything. Probably look a bit odd walking around with tanned face, tanned legs and white arms, but hey ho, that's what I do. So yeah, I would, I don't think I'm going to need to repurchase this for a long time actually, because the liquid, you only need a tiny amount to cover both legs, so it's pretty economical that way. This was £24.50, but you get 250ml, and like I said, because it's a liquid, it will last ages. And I'm actually going to try this on my face, although it's for the body. I'm going to try, I'll do it at a weekend, so that and a weekend when I don't have any plans to see anybody, and just bung it on a Friday night and see what that looks like. So that will be interesting. It's not streaky at all either, which is great. The next one I'm going to review is Vita Liberata Warm Silk and Sun Gradual Build Self Tan in Light. That's the packaging there. This one doesn't have any colour, basically, again. Well, it has a slight amount of colour. I used it, I had put tan on my face, and then the next night I had put more tan on my face. I hadn't done my neck, so I wanted to balance out my neck, so I put this on it. And honestly, I couldn't see any difference. So there was a few spots of colour, but not much. So I mean, it wasn't streaky. There was a slight bit of smell, but not much. It's £14.50 for 200ml, so it's not too bad. But I would have expected a little bit more colour. So apart from the fact that there was no colour, it seems like it might be quite good. It's quite a nice formulation. It dries quite well. It didn't feel greasy. So I might, I was going to say I might try the medium, but actually they don't do a medium. Light is the only one in the Gradual Tan. So that's not really for me, but it's not, if you are looking for just a really light hint of colour and you're looking for something to use instead of moisturiser every night, then this would probably be quite a good choice. But again, not for dry skin because it's not overly moisturising. So that's that one. The next one again is Vita Liberata, but this one is the Deep Silken Touch, and this is the untinted self tan gel in medium. And it's kind of similar to the one I just mentioned, and I used this again on my legs and feet to test it out. There's no smell, so I think most people will like that. It doesn't have that typical tan smell. There was no streaks, which is really good. It's not too greasy, so it dries really quite quickly, which especially when you're doing it on your body is really important. You don't want to feel like a big grease ball. And really easy to apply. It's expensive, I would say. It is £24.99 for 200ml, and I say expensive because if you remember, the James Read Liquid Tan was about the same price, I think. Yeah, £24.50 for 200ml. No, 250ml, in fact, you get more in the James Read. However, with that one, because it's liquid, it's so easy to apply and you don't need to use much. With this, you need to use a fair amount to get colour, so it wouldn't last you very long. But it's definitely worth trying. It is, I would say medium is a pretty good description of it, pretty good tan. I haven't tried this on my face, and I'm interested to try this on my face because, as I said, the light one, the Vita Liberata Light, didn't give any colour at all on my face. So I think I might try this one because this is the next stage down. You can't buy a medium Gradual Tan, so I might give that a go. And then last but certainly not least, because this is for now going to be my holy grail face tanner, is La Roche Posay Auto Helios melt-in gel. It's a hydrating, moisturising self-tanner, and that's what it looks like there. So I love this, absolutely love it. It costs £15 and you get 100 ml, so I guess that's pretty expensive, but and again, it's one of those products you don't need to use very much of. I've noticed today on camera actually I look like my face is a lot lighter than my neck, and that is because, well, partly because of the lighting and partly because I thought my face was too dark actually, so I put a little bit of a lighter foundation on and yeah, not so much, but actually this gives a really lovely colour. This is what I've got, this is what I put on 2 nights ago, and you can tell the colour from my neck, and it is a gradual tanner, but it's got a lovely colour, a really natural colour. It's not orange, it's not too rich, but it's moisturising, so it doesn't take ages to dry, but neither does it make your face feel like it's dry. So it's got a nice smell. It's got a kind of I say normal moisturising cream smell, so it doesn't smell like a self tanner at all, and it feels lovely on the skin. So I really like that, and I'm really enjoying that, and I will continue to use that. It doesn't feel like it's going to break me out either. It hasn't, certainly for the last 2 days, so that is my favourite. I don't think I've got any others on my list to try, but as always, if anybody's got any recommendations, please feel free to let me know. I think I'm one of the odd ones in that I don't particularly like fake bake because I don't like the smell of it. Saint-Tropez I do use, but it's a little bit too dark for me because I'm so light, so which is why I kind of started trying gradual tanners. Oh, another one that I don't actually have with me, but is worth a mention, is the Utan Gradual Tan. This was made specifically because she wanted to make, she's she makes bras. What is her name? I can't remember her name, but I'll find it out and put it in the comments below with the video. But she made this self-tanner. She specifically wanted something that had no smell because she didn't like that typical kind of biscuit fake tan smell, which I actually quite like. I know it's a bit odd, but I don't mind that smell at all. However, this is a great gradual tan, Utan, and it sinks into your skin. It's moisturising, but it's not too sticky and tacky. It has no smell whatsoever. It brings a really lovely colour. The only reason that I don't like it is, again, for a gradual tan, it's too dark for me. You can only get it in one level, and I think it's called Miami Beach, the gradual tan. But yeah, for me, too dark, so there isn't any lighter options, so that's why I wouldn't go for that. But I would definitely use their one for the body, and I would, I'm going to have a look at their range again and see what else there is to try. So I hope this video was useful for anybody out there looking to try a fake tan, anybody that's as pasty as me. I've done a full review of the James Read Gradual Tan on my blog, so I'll put a link to that below if you want to check it out. If you enjoyed the video, please do subscribe, that would be great, and I'll see you next time. Bye!